Hey guys, so this is my final thoughts video on this axe right here, the Graham Forrest Brooks Scandinavian axe. I've had this axe for about a year and I've done a first impressions and a review when I first got it, and this is just kind of an update and how I still like it, and mention a bunch of things I've noticed that I didn't really think of at the time a year ago, right? So I've used this axe pretty extensively over the course of the year. I taken on every camping trip I've gone on, and I try and go camping at least every 2 weeks. I usually don't make a video, so that's why they're not all on YouTube, but been pretty happy with it so far. It is a pretty expensive axe. It's a Gucci axe. Just to, get that right out of the box. It's, I think it was like $260 Canadian, right around that. So not a cheap axe. But I think it's worth the money. I think it's worth the money for me, a person like me, a bushcrafter, a hardcore camper, that kind of person. To break it right down, if you're like a chainsaw guy and you're looking for an axe to kind of pair up with a chainsaw on your property or whatever you're using your chainsaw for, and you just want an axe that's going to pound wedges and limb when you don't feel like firing up the chainsaw, and split a bit of wood and that sort of thing, you're probably going to be better off like a Dayton Patter Boys axe. You can spend $100 on a Council Tools Sport Utility Line Boys axe, or a Huts Forrest Brooks Boys axe. They make awesome Dayton pattern, boys axes, and I think you'd be way happier with this. But if you're a hardcore bushcraft guy, or a guy who really likes the outdoors, and you're looking for an axe for camping and outdoor stuff, I think you're going to be pretty happy with this axe. To kind of get into how I got it, I was looking for like that one axe that I would take camping all the time. I have a bunch of full-size axes because that's kind of what I liked, and I have a couple camp axes, but I just didn't feel comfortable taking them like way back in the bush for long camping trips and stuff. And I was on the search for an axe that I could rely on and use all the time. And I watched tons of reviews, and I watched a Wranglestar review of this axe, and it wasn't actually a review of the axe. It was the video was if I could only have one axe. And he said he has lots of axes. He loves his axes, but if he had to only pick one, he would pick this one just because of how versatile it is. And I like his videos, and I kind of thought about it. I thought, oh, that's kind of neat. And so I ended up buying it because of reviews, and because I liked the neck. It has a really deep neck, and I felt like the handle was gonna sit in there really well, and it was just gonna be kind of reliable. And basically, after using it for about a year, I've decided that Wranglestar was pretty much right. This axe is not just really versatile. It does a lot of things really well. Like it's not like it can just do a bunch of different stuff. It does a bunch of different things really, really well. Like, it excels at them. Obviously, splitting, not really going to be this thing. It's it's a light head with a pretty slim profile for penetration. So it's not going to be your splitting axe. Anything over 6, maybe 8 inches in diameter, this thing's going to struggle with. But camp stove type stuff, or like bushcrafting, fire type stuff, this axe gonna be fine at it. You're gonna be able to split up stuff to fit in your camp stove all the time. Just not an axe you're gonna have at home, to split up big firewood for your big stove at home. But can do camp splitting pretty well. It fells really good for a small axe. It's a little bit sticky, but you just kind of bang the handle. You learn to kind of tap the handle after your swing, and it comes out pretty good once you get the technique down. I felled like a 12-inch tree with it. It was all bound up, and I had no problems with this axe. Never felt like any another axe. I felled a bunch of stuff with it, and I've always been really happy and kind of surprised how well it works for a little axe. It's really good for bucking, like not great big giant Douglas firs or anything like that, but your standard 8 inches and down. This thing's gonna eat it for breakfast. Like this thing can buck up stuff like really well. Like I said, great for campfires, that sort of thing. It's an awesome limber, man. You can limb stuff like it'd be an awesome pruning axe. You can limb stuff with this, no problems. And it's really good at like camp tasks. Like you can feather stick with this axe really well. You can carve with it. Like it's got a bit of a longer handle, which gives you some power in your swing, which is why it's still pretty good at felling even for a little axe head. But it's not too long where you can't just put it in one hand and rough stuff out with it, which is nice, because that's kind of the reason to take a camp axe over a bigger axe, right? That's one of the main reasons. It is actually pretty good at skinning stuff, like using it as a hunter's axe. Like it is big for that, but I filleted a bunch of fish with this, and it was really no problem. I filleted a perch with it, and it was like, it worked really well. I lost the videos for some reason. I was trying to find them for this, and I can't find them. So I think I have one small clip. I'll put it in this video, but if you watch another video I did, like an ASMR video of this axe, and I show it cleaning fish, and it was like shockingly good at it. So it's good for that sort of thing. Yeah, it would be a really good, like, one axe kind of, can do a bunch of stuff really well. If I can only have one axe, I'd probably pick this one. Obviously, splitting big stuff, it's not going to do that, but you can get some wedges and, pound wedges in and split that way, or just get a splitter. But, so yeah, pretty happy with this axe. It is well made. The quality is definitely there. I'm just gonna say everything I said in the first impressions review. It is well made. I got a nice handle. It's hung really well, really straight. Maybe the tiniest bit of an angle of cockeyed for the head on the handle, but I mean, I'm talking the tiniest bit, so not enough to complain. I can't find any gaps in the seating of the head to the axe. I obviously can't show that now because it's dark, so I'm just gonna keep playing videos of me taking it camping and stuff like that. But yeah, been using it hard for a year, and no problems with the hang or the way it's built. The steel is awesome in a Gucci axe kind of way. Like, it holds an edge super long. It gets razor sharp. Like, you can you put a mirror polish on this thing, and it's going to be like no problem shaving hairs with this. It's awesome sharpness. It takes a really nice edge, is what I'm trying to say. It's not hard to sharpen. It's just a little bit hard for a file. If you're somebody who wants to use a file, I kind of just use a diamond stone or a whetstone on it. It's a little bit hard for a file. I think it's like a 57.5 ish kind of Rockwell. I prefer like a 56, but I don't get chipping. I do get, if I am going to get anything, I get a little bit of edge rolling over the chipping. So, I'm not complaining too much about the hardness there. However, it is like a Gucci axe. So I wouldn't really use this one as like a bulldozer axe, like where you're going to chip through the ice all the time and just really abuse it, because it's built for performance in my mind over, just a tough axe. So, I've just kind of taken that in mind. I mean, if you had to go chip through the ice because you're in that situation, like, go do it, right? But it's got a thin bit and all that. It's not really meant for that. It's built, it's like a Ferrari. It's built for performance. But yeah, it definitely does perform. If you're a hardcore bushcraft guy, I really can't see you not being happy with this axe. I think it's worth the money that you pay to get it. I'll probably have it forever, so it's worth forking out that money. The sheath is pretty good. It's all stuff I said in the other video. I will be, you'll see this in all my camping videos in the future. This axe isn't going anywhere. I'm really happy with it. The size, I think, is really good for me. The handle length and all that, and the weight of the head. If it was too much smaller, it wouldn't be great for me, because I live in an area where it's just like really, really thick vegetation and tons of trees. Like it's hard to walk anywhere. The woods are so thick where I live. So I need something that can just, get a little bit of power behind it. But if that's not you, you might be happier with their smaller axe, the small forest axe. I've never used it, but every review I've seen has been, everyone says it's awesome. So if you're looking for something that's like a big hatchet, that might be the way to go. But for me, I think they nailed the size. I think the design is pretty good. The craftsmanship is definitely there. And it's like I said, it's a Ferrari. It's definitely a performer for an axe.